I know it's been a long time since I've done my Luna Legacy series, and I want to tell you why. I wrote the Luna Legacy Challenge. I will link the rules down below so you can follow along with me. I'm going to be timestamping this video, so if you want to just skip ahead to a certain generation and listen from there, go right ahead. The Luna Legacy Challenge. 8 generations for the 8 phases of the moon. General rules. No cheats unless it makes sense for the story. You can use free real estate for the first generation only, as usual. Don't get too attached though, so you're not going to stay in that first house for too long. Spoiler alert. Each career and aspiration must be completed unless otherwise stated. You choose which child you want to be the heir unless it's stated otherwise. Randomize toddler traits unless otherwise stated. Keep your Sims out of the spotlight unless stated otherwise. You can only do 2 odd jobs per week for extra cash unless stated otherwise. That's with the Island Living Pack. Have a legacy graveyard where all the members of your legacy will be buried. This challenge utilizes different packs, mostly notated in parentheses throughout. If you don't have a suggested pack, modify the rule or just skip it. Let me know if you play this challenge. I would love to see your gameplay. Hashtag Luna Legacy Challenge and tag me in your posts. I want to see your screenshots, your YouTube videos, whatever you do. I would love for you to share it with me because this is like my baby now. So I'm excited about it. So I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. Optional pet legacy. I saw this in somebody else's challenge. I don't know who was the original, who thought of this idea. You start with a pet or adopt a pet at some point, and the pet should have at least 1 offspring to be their heir. Continue the pet legacy until you complete this challenge. Have a pet legacy cemetery. Generation 1, New Moon. A time of new beginnings. Your marriage has been on the rocks for a long time, and you've reached your breaking point. This was the last straw. There's only so much a sim can take. You recently started saving money in case of an emergency, and as far as you're concerned, tonight is an emergency. You need to get out of this marriage and this house immediately. You hurry and pack a bag for you and your child and leave in the middle of the night. What they did is unforgivable. It is time to let go of the toxicity and begin a new life for yourself. Aspiration, successful lineage. Career, 2 part-time jobs. Traits, neat, hot-headed, and you can choose the 3rd one. Rules. Your founder is a sim who can get pregnant. You are married with 1 child. Get a divorce. Take your child and move out. You have $500 and whatever you brought in your travel bag. You are now homeless. Choose 1 or more of the following. Move onto an empty lot. Cannot build on it. Stay at a motel. Must deduct $50 per night. Move into a homeless shelter. You can stay for free up to 1 week. So just to clarify that, these are not actually things offered in The Sims. It's kind of like an imagination thing. So what I did for mine was I downloaded a motel off the gallery. I definitely love playing with mods, so if you have them, use them. If not, then you just kind of use your imagination and pretend. What I did was downloaded somebody had made a homeless shelter on the gallery, so I just downloaded that, moved some Sims into it, and I'm just pretending that that is a homeless shelter, and I'm just saying that that's where she is. So she'll be staying there for up to a week. Let's continue. Get into a custody battle with your ex. So if you have Lumpino's relationship and pregnancy overhaul mod, you can actually choose the custody battle option and it will determine who gets custody of the child. If you don't have it, again, just pretend, and you can choose whether you want to keep the baby or the child, or it goes to your ex-spouse. Woohoo with your ex 1 last time in a moment of weakness, which result in a pregnancy. You keep the baby. This is the heir for Gen 2. Never become romantically involved with your ex again. Get 2 part-time jobs. Move into an unfurnished apartment that costs $1,000 or less. If you're playing with a base game and not city living, or a pack that has apartments, you can start building on your empty lot when you have at least $1,000 saved up. So see, if you don't have certain packs or anything, just kind of I was trying to like give ideas of like how you can modify it to still play it in your with whatever packs you own or don't own. So just use your imagination, make it up along the way. This is just to get your creative juices flowing. Go to the flea market every other Sunday to buy and sell. Be a strict parent. As an elder, fall in love with someone you meet at the flea market and get remarried at the romance festival. Live out your twilight years, retired and happy with your new soulmate. Generation 2, Waxing Crescent. It's time to work toward those intentions. You were raised by a very strict parent. They desperately wanted you to have a more successful life than theirs. They taught you to work hard and have ambitious goals. Failure was not an option. This didn't leave much time for a social life. You were bullied in school for being smart, socially awkward, and having no sense of style. But hard work pays off in the end. Who's laughing now? Child aspiration, whiz kid. Aspiration, fabulously wealthy. Career, law, if you have Discover University, or business, if you're just playing with base game. Traits, ambitious, loner, clumsy. Rules, you can never have any friends outside your family. You're a workaholic. You are aromantic and asexual. That means you have no interest in romantic or sexual relationships. Strive for straight A's in all of your classes. Reach rank 3 in a part-time job as a teen. Receive at least one scholarship. Get into Brightchester University and live in a dorm. Earn a language and literature degree. Get a job in law and choose the private attorney branch. Buy a 4-bedroom house for yourself. Move your parent and step-parent in with you. Agree to speak to your other biological parent for the first time as an adult. Bail your sibling out of jail and let them stay with you until they can get a job and move out. Quit your job after reaching level 10 in your career. Money can't buy happiness. Adopt twins and spend all your time being the best parent you can be. You have never known a love as great as caring for your children. This is what your life was missing all along. I just want to jump in and say, if you have any questions about any of the rules, please comment down below. Leave me a comment about what you think so far, what you think of the challenge. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear what you like, what you don't like. And if you need any clarification for any of the rules, please let me know in the comments. I would love to answer them for you. Generation 3, first quarter. Now's the time to make decisions. You grew up in a loving home without ever wanting for anything, but now it's time to find your purpose in life. You are popular, beautiful, wealthy, and naturally talented. Every sim wants to be you or be with you. You and your friends love to party, while your twin marries their childhood sweetheart and moves away as a young adult. You are too busy having fun. You can't imagine staying in one place for too long. Child aspiration, social butterfly. Aspiration, serial romantic. Career, style influencer. If I put modded option because I actually want to play with It's Katato's Sheer Brilliance mod. Also, congratulations to her with getting a job with EA. That's amazing. Okay, traits. Non-committal, hates children, self-absorbed. If you have Get Famous, if not, use materialistic. Collection, seashells. This heir is a sim who can get pregnant. You can step into the spotlight for this generation. Your twin will always be your best friend. Always accept invitations from them to hang out. You have a group of pretty best friends and you go out every Friday night. Get pregnant on prom night. Lose the baby. For this, you can choose, if you use mods, you can choose to either get an abortion or have a miscarriage. And if you don't use mods, I'm not really sure because I play with mods, so I don't know if you can like choose to not have a baby once you're pregnant, but I don't know. Figure out a cheat. Figure it out. Okay? Reach level 2 and quit at least 3 different careers before deciding on your dream job as a style influencer. Cheat on every sim you get into a relationship with and then break up with them. Get pregnant 4 times during one-night stands with random Sims you don't even remember. Put one baby up for adoption and leave the rest with your parent to raise. Fall in love, get engaged, and then ghost them. Live in 3 different worlds before settling down in Solani. Change non-committal trait to child of the islands trait. Collect seashells. Fall in love with a mermaid and turn into one. You were never part of this world. Generation 4, waxing gibbous. Assessing situations and discussing our feelings is a key focus. You never really knew your biological parents. One was so self-absorbed, they basically abandoned you, and the other is a complete mystery. It could be anyone based on the stories you've heard. Your grandparent raised you like their own, with all the love they had, and when they passed, you felt more alone than ever. You never really got along with your siblings. The ones you actually know of are both very different from you, and you just never connected with them. You are what some might call the black sheep. You have a lot of feelings that you just don't think anyone could ever understand. You think of yourself as unlovable and unwanted. Ironically, you have many adoring fans who love you and your melancholy music. Your poetry expresses what others are feeling deep within their souls, and your music is hauntingly beautiful. If only you could love yourself the way others love you. This last line with the music notes around it is actually a lyric from my favorite band, The Smiths, and if you know who Morrissey is, you might recognize that this generation is a little bit based on him. Not entirely, but he was definitely my inspiration. Go listen to it. The song is called Unlovable, and that's basically like the theme of this sim, this generation 4. Swoon. Anyways, child aspiration, artistic prodigy, after school activities, drama club, aspiration, musical genius, career, entertainer, traits, gloomy, music lover, vegetarian, collection, city posters. Rules. You can step into the spotlight for this generation. You and your friends are a group of misfits. Collect city posters and hang them all over your room. Music is your true escape. Always try to create something when you are sad. Example, paint, write, play music, etc. Cover your body in tattoos and express who you are. Get a job as an entertainer and choose the musician branch. Fall in love with a celebrity, get engaged, and catch them making out with one of your siblings on your wedding day. Messy. Get drunk at a bar and get into a fight with a random stranger. Have meaningless woohoo with 5 different fans and don't ever call them back. Fall in love with someone from your childhood. Your soulmate was right there all along. Get engaged for the 2nd time and move in together. Elope in the Sylvan Glade, then go on honeymoon to Selva Dorada. Bring home a souvenir that you and your partner will cherish always. Have 2 beautiful children. Go on family camping trips to Granite Falls every summer. Generation 5, full moon. Howl at the moon. Oh! Your parents truly are soulmates. You hope to one day find a love as fierce and passionate as theirs. You are quiet and soft-spoken, but you have a huge imagination which pours onto the page every time you sit down to write another best-selling novel. Your family goes camping every summer, and it is truly your favorite tradition. You love being outside and exploring. Nature has always called to you. You decide to move out right after high school and begin an adventure all your own. Child aspiration, rambunctious scamp. After school activities, scout. Aspiration, best-selling author, then the werewolf initiate. Career, writer. Traits, bookworm, romantic, loves outdoors. Collection, insects and fish. Also, there are a lot of insects and a lot of fish, so collections are like, ideally you want to complete the collections. If you get to a point where you're like, I'm over this, I don't want to finish the whole thing, don't finish it. It's your game. Have fun. If it gets boring, don't do it. Rules. Choose the author branch of the writer career. Move into a small remote trailer in Moodwood Mill as soon as you become a young adult. Write romance novels under a pseudonym so you never become famous. The spotlight isn't for you. You prefer a life of seclusion and harmony amongst nature. Become a werewolf and find your fated mate. Write the book of life and use it to capture epic saga of your fated mate. Have as many babies as you want. Your mate dies in a tragic way, but you resurrect them with the book of life. Generation 6, waning gibbous. Expressing gratitude is essential. You have an appreciation for all life and you are thankful for every experience you have. You believe in looking on the bright side of every situation and understand that life is a never-ending cycle. You ride the ups and downs like a wave and look inward to find your inner peace and strength. You do not see lycanthropy as a curse, but you have experienced and embraced it, and now it's time to let it go and move on, as you have taken stock and decided that being a werewolf is not for you. You seek a different path, one that helps bring positive, peaceful change to the environment. Aspiration, cure seeker. Then, inner peace. Career, conservationist or civil designer. You choose. Those are from Island Living and Eco Lifestyle. Traits, recycle disciple. Good, and you can choose the third one. Collection, postcards and crystals. I didn't even know postcards were a thing until I looked up like what different collections you could do in The Sims specifically for this challenge, and I was like, what? Postcards? That is so freaking cute. You have to get them from having online pen pals, and I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, rules. Keep a journal through all life stages. You dress like a modern hippie, bohemian style. Keep crystals in every room of your house and burn incense regularly. Never go out to eat, always cook your own meals. Have a garden and grow your own vegetables. Buy a chicken for fresh eggs. Feel free to go ham with the cottage living pack. I don't have it, but I intend to get it, so I might use that for this generation, actually, maybe. Volunteer and donate to charity once a week. Participate in protests. Always vote on neighborhood action plans. Not too proud to dumpster dive for deals. One Sim's trash is another Sim's treasure. Have a long-distance relationship with someone over the internet. Don't meet them in person until you become best friends. Oh no, you've been catfished. This person does not look like their online profile photo. Will you forgive them and learn to love this person despite the betrayal? Or will you accept the loss as an opportunity for growth and guide them out of your life forever? Have a beach wedding as an adult. And if you're using mods, Lumpino has a open love life mod that you can use for this suggestion, and it is to have an open marriage with your partner and become a throuple. Have at least 4 children, retire from your career as an elder, have a big retirement party, become a yoga instructor because a body in motion stays in motion. Trigger warning. This next generation has slightly dark themes, so if you're not interested in playing with anything a little bit darker, or if you just don't have the vampire pack, skip Generation 7, just move on to the last generation. Totally fine. But this trigger warning has to do with murder and suicide. It's not super, super dark, but it does touch on that. So if you just don't want to hear anything about that stuff at all, skip Generation 7, click on Gen 8. Optional side story, which leads into Gen 7. Play as Vlad. Complete the Dracula aspiration so he can gain the original trait. So the Dracula aspiration is actually a mod. I will have it linked in the documents. So if you want to actually use the specific aspiration, it is a mod and you'll have to download it. Otherwise, you can just pretend, use your imagination. It's fine. Do whatever you think is fun. You can still play it without the mods. Just pretend. Take awesome screenshots. Generation 7. Time to clean out that which no longer serves us. All of this hippie BS makes you sick. The world is not all rainbows and sunshine. There is so much darkness lurking around every corner and it needs to be eradicated. People might call you crazy, but you're not crazy. They're the crazy ones for believing all the lies. They don't understand the truth, but it's out there and you're going to uncover it. Aspiration. You can choose, or if you're going to use the mods, use the chosen aspiration, which comes with the Vampire Slayer mod, which is the same creator as the Dracula mod. Start with the chosen aspiration and then choose good vampire aspiration. Career, detective. Traits, erratic, mean, or you can choose the third one, or again, if you're using the mod, choose the Vampire Slayer trait. You're gonna be a vampire slayer. Isn't that freaking cool? Buffy? Anyone? Underworld? Blade? I'm excited. I'm actually excited to play this. I'm stoked. I love horror movies. I love vampires. I don't know why I've never played the vampire pack before. Skills. Vampire lore. Rules. As a teenager, your sibling is found dead in their room. They were troubled, so everyone started calling it the accident. You refuse to believe that. You need the truth. This isn't right. They wouldn't have. It had to be murder. Everyone thinks you are losing your mind because of the tragedy, but you know you're not crazy and you're going to prove it. You become a detective. Learn everything you can about vampires. Question and then kill 5 vampires. You can use mods to do this. You can lure them into the sun. You can force them to drink a cure. Use your imagination. Let the story and the game guide your creativity. After reaching the top of your career, you finally discover it was Vlad who killed your sibling. Also, if you don't want it to be Vlad, make your own ultimate vampire and name them whatever you want. I don't care. Have an ultimate showdown with Vlad. He bites you before you kill him. You are now a vampire. Take the good vampire aspiration. Fall in love with the sim who asks you to turn them. You are reluctant, but eventually agree. Get married and live in Forgotten Hollow. Have twins. One child is a vampire and the other isn't. The human child is the next heir. Your spouse leaves you for another vampire. You are so heartbroken that you walk into the sun and let your vampire energy drain. Your children go to live with another family member. Generation 8, Waning Crescent. This is the last lunar phase before a new cycle begins. Therefore, it's a time when we need to be still and at peace. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Some might ask, but that's a silly question. The world is not black or white, but many shades of gray. You are who you are, and you live every day to your fullest potential. You've heard the stories passed down through the generations, and you've seen things that no one else would believe. After all, vampires aren't real. Your lineage stems from a survivor, a genius, a mermaid, a poet, a werewolf, a hippie, and yes, a vampire. Their blood, their stories, they live through you. You keep them alive. You are their legacy. Aspiration, purveyor of potions. Career, paranormal investigator. Traits, cheerful, maker, cat lover. Collection, sugar skulls. Rules, move into a haunted house with a cat hangout lot trait. Leave food out for the stray cats every day. Summon Bonehilda. Cleanse your house. Make and sell candles. Visit the graves of your ancestors on a regular basis, especially on Dia de los Muertos, a special time to honor and remember them. If you have seasons, add Day of the Dead to your calendar in fall. Give a friendly introduction to every ghost you see. Those that came before you are to be respected and honored. Live a peaceful, quiet life in seclusion. Fall in love with and marry the hermit. Never have any children. Write a novel about your family history. Never publish it. Just keep it for yourself and for whoever finds it someday. You pass away peacefully of old age and natural causes without fear because you have seen life after death, and you know your spirit will live on. Soon you and all of your ancestors will be together again under a new moon. The end. I'll see you soon in the next episode of the Luna Legacy Challenge. Until next time, bye!